Hello and welcome to the next tutorial of this series. Today we're going to be making the level buttons work. So we have multiple levels and we cannot click on the levels that we have not completed yet. So if I click on the first level is going to load and we have a 3 right here, which means that we have to kill 3 asteroids in this level. So let me quickly do that. And once I kill 3 asteroids, I get a level complete screen. I can hit the back to the main menu. I can hit the play button. And as you can see, the first level is completed. And the next one to do is the second level, and the 3, 4, 5, and 6, we can still not click on them. So I can hit this one. And right here we have a completely different map with 6 asteroids to kill. This whole thing is going to also be saved. So if I exit the game and restart it, I'm going to still be on the second level. And I don't have to start from the first level. So let's get into it. And as always, you can get the scene and the end scene from the links down below. So let's start by actually making the levels work. So go to our save manager, open that up, and also go to Unity and open up the save class. In the save class, let's make a new variable, a public int, and let's call this the levels completed. And set it to -1, because at the start we are not going to have any level completed. So that's why it's going to be -1. It's going to be the index of the levels. So let's go to our save manager now, and let's make 2 functions. Let's make a public void, and let's call this the completed next level. And if we complete a level, we just want to call the save class and .levels completed and just increase that by 1, and then also save the file again and serialize it right here with the save function. And let's also make a public int function which is going to be called get levels completed, and just return the save class dot levels completed. So basically the levels completed variable right here in the save class, this one, is going to be set to the last level that we completed. And let's now start working on the buttons so that we can actually have the player only click on the buttons that are completed or the next one up in the list. So let's go back to Unity and let's click on the menu manager. We can close the save manager, we don't need that anymore. And in the menu manager, we somewhere have a function where we set up the buttons, so the init level buttons. So let's make an int and let's call this the last level completed. And set it equal to the save manager dot instance dot, and now we have the get levels completed function right here. Okay, this is going to give us an integer with the last level that we completed, and it's going to be -1 at the start, which is quite alright. And now let's in the for each loop right here where we get the button, we want to get the button every single time. And also if we get the button, let's check the index right here, the current index. So now if the current index is going to be less or equal to the last level completed, like this, if we have completed level 1, the index of level 1 is obviously going to be 0. So the levels completed right here is going to get a 0 in here. That means that the button with the index 0, because we're indexing from 0, is going to be in here, right here. So that means that we have the level 1 completed. So if we complete level 1, we want to jump over to level 2, which is not completed yet. So else if, and then the current index is equal to the last level completed plus 1, then we have the current level to be completed. Which means again, if we completed level 1 only, which has an index of 0, then the last level index is going to be 0, and 0 plus 1 is obviously 1, and the current index of the button is going to be 1, because 2 minus 1, the index right here, not the actual level. And else we are just going to be saying that it's not completed at all. Let's set up the buttons. So when do we want the buttons to actually work and have some kind of on-click event? So obviously in here when we have the level already completed and when it's the next level to be completed. That's good. And if we are not completed, we actually want to set the button .interactable to false, because we don't want to be able to actually click on any of those buttons. That's quite alright. Let's also set up some colors so that it is more user friendly. So let's go get the button .image .color, and if we already have the level completed, just set it to a color .white like this. And let's copy this line and paste it down here, and also paste it down here. And if it's the next level that we want to complete in the series, and then we just want to set it to a green button like this. And if we have not completed the level yet, then we just want it to be gray, like so. Awesome. And let's also, while we are at it, let's also add more levels to it. So in here on the on level select button right here, if we hit F12 and swing over to it, we are currently loading just level 1 right here by the name. Let's in here create a string like this, call it scene name, and set it equal to just, let's say, level for now. Now the index that we pass in, let's say if we click on the 0 index button, then we want to start level 1. So we have to add 1 to the index, and then the scene name is going to be equal to the level plus the index dot toString, like this. And now we just want to load the scene name right here. The scene with this scene name that we added to it dynamically. Awesome. We still have just one level, so if you try and click on level 2, it's going to be a null reference, but you should not be able to do it because we have no way to complete a level yet. If I go back to Unity, this is basically where we're at. If I hit the play button, we can click on level 1, but we cannot click on level 2 through 6 because the save manager has the index on -1, which means that the no levels are completed, and the 0 index is the current level that we want to complete, which is set to green. Awesome. Now let's actually create a way for us to complete a level. Let's go to the game manager. We actually need to keep track on which level we are in, and this is the object that stays because it has the don't destroy unload function. So this game object simply transfers towards the levels that we load. Awesome. So in here, let's delete that and let's make a public int, and let's call this the current level index, like this. And let's set that equal to, let's say, 0. So now let's copy this, and in the menu manager, when we select a level, before we add +1 to the index, we want to get the game manager dot instance dot current level index and set that equal to the index. Be sure that you do it before you add +1 to the index, and we probably should like rename this to the int level index, and let's change it right here, and is equal to index +1 so that we don't get anything messed up like this, just to be sure. And let's go back to Unity, and let's go to our scenes folder, and let's open up level 1. In the first level, none of these objects right now knows which level it is in. We could check basically the scene name, and then just cut off the 1 with some kind of regex and just transfer it to an int. But I don't think it would be a smart idea to do, because now we have the game manager that actually knows what level we are in. Go to the scripts folder and open up the Asteroid Manager. And in here, since this is a singleton, this is going to be quite practical right here. Let's first off add a hide inspector right here to the list. We don't need to see that in the inspector. And then up here, let's add a public int, and let's call this the asteroids to finish count. And let's set it equal to something like 3. Once we kill 3 asteroids, we are going to be able to finish this game right now, okay? Or this level actually. So let's make a function down here. Let's make a public void on Asteroid Kill. And in here we actually want to pass in the game object the asteroid that we killed, like this. First off, we want to actually decrease this int right here. So asteroids to finish minus minus, like this. From the alive asteroids, let's remove the asteroid that we just killed, like this. And let's also check. So if the asteroids to finish are less or equal to 0, that means that we reach this count that we wanted to kill. So if we kill 3 asteroids, we're going to hop in this if statement. Once we do that, we actually want to check in which level we are in. So let's make a int this level index. Let's make this equal to the game manager dot instance dot current level index, like this. And also let's make a integer the last level completed, and this is just going to be equal to the save manager dot instance dot get and levels completed, like this. So now we have the index of this level and the index of the last level completed. And now we have to check if this level index is greater or equal to the last level completed. And then we want to call the save manager dot instance dot completed next level, like this. Because if we, let's say, play level 1 and then play level 1 again and increase the completed next level count right here in the save manager, we would actually complete level 2, 3, 4 and 5 and so on without actually playing them. So that's why we have to check the current level index and then get the index of the last level that we completed, so that we can then make a decision to actually increase or decrease the level count. And in here, just for debugging, because if we start the game right here without the menu scene, we do not have a game manager. So we have to check if the game manager.instance is not equal to null. Then we actually want to do all of this. This is just so we can actually debug, and yeah, like this, because we are not going to be able to access the instance if it's not loaded from the menu scene. And if we still have more asteroids to kill, then we want to make an else statement, and in here let's make some kind of comment for now and decrease the display of the current asteroids. We do want to display the asteroids to finish right here, this integer somewhere in the functions. Okay, awesome. Now we actually have a way to finish a level, but the user still does not know how many asteroids he has to kill. So let's just go to the scene view right here in Unity, and let's go to the canvas, right click, and let's make a new UI element, a text, and let's call this the asteroids to kill text. Let's go to the scene view right here so we can actually see the text, and let's center it this way and this way, and select the robot bold as always. Make it white. Let's actually bump down the alpha to like 170 so it matches with the health bar, and let's also add a shadow and set it to 4 and -4. Let's type in something like 100. You are probably hopefully not going to have more than 100 asteroids to kill. Let's drag this up and make it bigger, and let's also scale the font size up, and I'll probably keep it somewhere like this under the health bar. And if I look at it, that looks quite good. And now let's go to the in-game manager and set that up. So in the in-game manager, let's make a public reference to the text that we just created, a public text, and let's call this the asteroid kill text. And let's copy this text, and let's also make a new function. Let's call this a public void. Let's make it a change asteroid kill count, and we want to pass in the int to kill, let's say like this. And now go to the asteroid kill text, and let's make that equal to the to kill dot to string like this. Okay, now we want to call this function. Let's go to the asteroid manager, and let's also make a public reference right here, a public manager, and let's call this the in-game manager. And the in-game manager is going to be called right here, where we want to decrease the display text right there. In-game manager dot change the asteroid kill count, and what we want to pass in here is an integer, the asteroids to finish right here. Let's now set up a couple of references. So the kill text is the asteroid kill text right here in the in-game manager. And let's also go to the asteroid manager and drag and drop the in-game manager game object in here. And we also actually want to call the change function right here, the in-game manager.change asteroid count function right here in the start function in the asteroid manager right here. Okay, we are in the asteroid manager in the start function, and we want to call the change asteroid kill count. And while we are in here, we also want to call this function the on asteroid kill function, because we have 0 references, so this does not get called at all. To do that, we have to open the asteroid controller right here, and let's go down, 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 and right here where we destroy the asteroid and remove it from the list, we actually want to not do that, and we want to go to the asteroid manager dot instance dot on asteroid kill, actually right here, this function, and in here we want to pass in a game object, and this is going to be just the game object, so the game object of the asteroid. Awesome. Now if I go to Unity and hit the play button, we should be able to just go to an asteroid right here. Let's try and hit an asteroid at the bottom, and this one is red right here in the far, and if I hit it, I should get 2 asteroids right here. 2. Okay, we hit it and the count decreased. And once we die, we did get a null reference because we don't have a save manager. So if it's the golden asteroid and let's add a end, the game manager.instance is not equal to null, then we want to add the gold, because if not, we are just debugging basically and trying out stuff. Awesome. Now we should have the levels working and the asteroid count working, and let's also add some kind of progression throughout the level. So let's go to the asteroid manager, open it up, and let's add a public float, and let's call this the speed increase. Let's set it equal to something, let's say like 5 float. And now the speed increase is just going to do one simple thing. Every single time we spawn an asteroid, we want to increase the speed of it by 5 float. And let's also make a private int. Let's call this the asteroid counter and set it equal to 0. Let's go to the asteroid controller, open it up, and let's make a simple function somewhere at the bottom. So just make a public void, increase the speed, and we want to pass in a float, and let's call this the speed increase. And then we just want to increase the movement speed, so movement speed plus equals the speed increase like this. So just a simple kind of progression like this. Let's copy the function name, go to the asteroid manager, and right here where we actually spawn the asteroids, and right here we want to go to the game object after the if and else statement, game object.get component, and in here we want to get the component that is called the asteroid controller. And once we get it, let's access the function increase movement speed, and in here pass the asteroid counter times the movement speed increase like this. So asteroid counter times speed increase, and also let's add to the asteroid counter the plus plus like this. The first one is going to be 0 because the asteroid counter is 0, and the next ones are going to be like 5, 10, 15 and so on, so that the player can actually not play the one level forever. Before we make more levels, let's also create some kind of level complete screen. So just go to the canvas and death screen and just hit Ctrl D to duplicate it and rename it to the level complete screen. Like this, drag it under the death screen and then also set it to active like this so you can look at it. So let's change the background color to some kind of greenish color. That's good. And for the buttons, let's remove the quit button, and the text, let's set it to something like level complete. Let's go to the scene view and probably make this field a little bigger. So select the rect tool and click on it, hit Alt and drag it out to the right like this. Awesome. This looks quite alright, I would say. And let's also set it to inactive again. And we actually need to call this. So let's go to the in-game manager where we have the pause and the screen. And let's just add one more thing up here. So where we have the pause and death screen, let's make a public game object. Let's call this the level complete menu. And let's also copy the name. And down here, let's make a new function, a public void open level complete menu. And once we open the level menu, we actually want the time.timescale to be set to 0. Just copy that, and the level complete menu set active. Let's set that to true like this. Awesome. And let's one more time go back to the Asteroid Manager right here. Once we complete a level, it doesn't really matter if we complete a level that is not completed yet. We just want to go to the in-game manager and open the level complete menu and like this. Now if I go back to Unity, first off you want to save this scene. So Ctrl S or just go file and save right here. And now click on the level 1 and duplicate it. It's automatically gonna set it up to level 2. And let's double click on the level 2. And you know that it's open because up here in the what it's called, the bar description thingy, you have level 2.unity open, hopefully. And let's also go to the skyboxes and change the skybox. So let's say the skybox 2-5 and just drag and drop it in your scene view like so. Let's go to the game view and look what it looks like. Let's drag it around a little bit. Okay, this looks good to me, like so, 140. And let's also go to the Asteroid Manager and let's make this a little harder. So the speed increase is going to be 10. Let's make the spawn time 0.75 and the asteroids to finish, let's make it to something like 6. Golden asteroid spawn chance, let's make 0.1 like this. Awesome. And if we go back to the main menu, so scenes and main menu, we first off have to add this scene to the build settings. So go file to in the top left and build settings and just add level 2 up here. And now we can call it. And yeah, we should be good to go. So now if I hit the play button, I can still go to the shop and select a different spaceship. I'll probably do that right here. And if I go to the play button, I can select level 1. It's gonna load the first level with this background. That's good. And now if I kill 3 asteroids like this one, and let's say kill a couple of more like this, it's hopefully gonna hit something. And we get a null reference that we did not assign something. Let's go to the first level and actually assign it. So I am pretty sure it's the in-game manager and we did not assign the level complete screen right here. And we also have to go to the second level because once we change something in here, we also have to do it in here. Since we duplicated it with the null reference, so let's go to in-game manager and let's also set up the reference right here. And let's go back to the menu C and save that, remove that and hit the play button. We are going to have the first level actually completed already right here because we did complete it, but just the menu scene did not show up. But so let's actually remove that. So open up your scripts folder, go to the save manager. In here we can actually reset the file, the save class. So go to the save class and go to the levels completed and set it back to -1 right here and then save it like this. And now just quickly start the game. And as we can see, we reset the state. So let's again pause the game and remove these 2 lines. Since it's reset and saved, it's going to be alright again. So if I start the game again, I will see that this level is quite alright. And if I hit the first level right now, we can complete it in the correct way. So let's just hit a couple of asteroids right now. So now we have level complete. Awesome. And if I go back to the menu, we see that the first level is just white. We cannot click on the third level, and the second one is the one that we want to complete. And if I hit the second level button, we see this new background. We have six asteroids to kill. And if I like hover over them and do anything, if I shoot them, we are going to have the same result, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to end the tutorial right here. And be careful, you cannot click on the third button. You will get a null reference right here, because if I go to the scene view, I only have 2 levels right here. So we can actually not start the third level, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you did not already. Subscribe to the channel. And see you in the next one. Bye.